Hello! How is everybody? Happy Friday! Hi Tori, hi Wolfie, hi Horseman, hi Nikki. How is everybody? Welcome in. I am very, very excited to show Ellie to you guys, but she has finally fallen asleep. So as soon as she wakes up, I will show her to everybody. But she is under the desk in a bed. And she is about this big, and she's so cute. But as soon as she wakes up, I will show her. I got a new puppy today, Nikki. My mom surprised me when I got home from work. And she was very Facebook mom about it. She was recording. Like she had her phone recording. So like when I walked in and I saw the dog and I started crying and all this other stuff. Her name is Ellie. She is a teacup chihuahua. And she's what kind of pup? She's a teacup chihuahua. She's very, very little. She probably won't get much bigger than between like 3 and 5 pounds. And it's actually kind of sad because the reason that it just happened so quickly and happened, out of the blue is, I guess somebody left her. Like somebody put her in our neighbor's fenced-in backyard. So like somebody like went into their backyard like over the fence and left her there. So she was kind of just abandoned. And she's the cutest little thing, and she's already so sassy, and she's such a love bug. New emote? Yes, I will probably have to have a new emote. We're gonna keep the Gigi emote because Gigi was the absolute love of my life. But we're definitely gonna get an Ellie emote. I never got a Jack emote made, so maybe I'll get a Jack emote and an Ellie emote. She's a rescue. Yeah, I don't want to wake her up, but I want to fucking show her off because she's so cute. Like I just keep looking down at her and she's like so cute. She's already such a love bug. Like she will just like kiss all over your face, but she's also like a little terror already. Like I went to the store and I got her some teething stuff because she's teething and she's trying to grab on everything. And she'll like thrash all over the place with the teething stuff, and she'll yank the blanket and like pull the blankets all over the place. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're already a little devil. She's so cute. But yeah, as soon as she wakes up, we'll show her. As soon as she wakes up, we'll show her off, because we'll have to, we have to potty train her, and we have to, housebreak her. So as soon as she wakes up, we're gonna have to go outside to go potty and all that. Yeah, some people do not deserve dogs. It's true, Oni. It's so true. Especially like, so I guess, they took her to the vet and all that, and they think she's about 12 weeks old. So she's still like a little puppy. She's still a tiny little puppy, so. But honestly, after losing Jack, I was not sure. I was not sure that I could ever get another dog again. I really was not sure. And yeah, my mom just saw the opportunity and was like, we'll take her. I mean, more that I would take her, but yeah. I don't remember what I'm like doing. Turn to Lumiere. Oh yeah, that's like endgame. Oh, I assume that's endgame. I wanted to wake up so you can see. So you can see her. She's so tiny. She's so cute. And I named my mom suggested Zelda, which I'm so proud. Like I'm so proud that not only did my mom suggest Zelda, but knew that Zelda was the girl. Like I did not think my mom had any concept of that. Or maybe she just thought like or maybe she really didn't have any concept and she was just like, oh, just name her Zelda because like she knew Zelda was my favorite game. But I was like, she doesn't look like a Zelda. I was like, she needs like a cute little name, like how Gigi had like a cute little name. I did not name Gigi. I named Jack, but I did not name Gigi. But But I was like, she needs like a cute little name like Gigi. My mom was like, isn't there anybody in any like of your video games that you can think of? And I was like, oh, Ellie. I was like, she looks like an Ellie for sure. Is this Lumiere? Oh, that's where I'm supposed to be going. I don't want to go there. Zelda's a girl? Cat distribution system mixed up. Mixes up cheese with dogs. Zelda's a girl?
Flashing through the sky.
Wait, what's that? Oh, there's nothing? Okay. I mean, he is a guy, but I didn't know if there was something in his mouth. I don't know where to go. I don't have, like, the diving ability yet. Oh my gosh. Guys, and the pictures, like, because she's so hyped up right now, she would not, like, stay still for a picture long enough. But the pictures don't show. One of her ears flops a little tiny bit. And it's so stinking cute. It's so cute. I'm actually, like, deceased. If you don't know this, Gigi also had one ear that wasn't exactly straight, that kind of, like, leaned over to one side. So the fact that I got two girls in a row with, like, just a little floppy, just a little tiny bit floppy ear is just so cute. And Jack had a floppy tail, so it worked out. What are you talking about? Zelda's not a girl. Who? Who? Wait, where are you going? Is all that's here is bad guys? Is all that's anywhere is just bad guys now? Wait, are you a bad guy? You're a bad guy. You're all bad guys. Wait, you're not. You're a vendor. Lucaro Parfait. A lot of idiot seats that... Oh. I don't think that came off on stream, but my water bottle just dripped down my shirt, but like... I don't know where it dripped from. That was really weird. The hole? I want her to wake up so I can show her to you. Oh, she's so fucking cute, guys. I can't stand it.
Son, here I come.
I can't stand it. Oh, there's the thing. Wait, where'd the guy go? Here, okay.
Flashing through the sky.
Go. No, not that way.
Here we go.
No, not that way. Dumbass. Go that way. No, no.
Flashing through the sky.
Go. Hell yeah. How the fuck am I gonna fight this huge thing?
Let's carve a path.
She did bite my lip earlier while she was like teething and playing and stuff like that. And it definitely hurts.
This will hurt.
Oh wait, they made a little baby? Oh, you should. I missed. No! No! She looks like she has attitude. She definitely got a little bit of tude. Oh, it's too early. Oh, wow.
Coming.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was pushing the buttons, but sure.
Good stuff.
Bruh. The sun was in our eyes, yeah. A little bit of both.
Let's dance.
A little bit of both. A little bit of two, a little bit of sun.
Let's try it. Watch out, my elf. Born once more.
I'm doing no damage to this thing.
Let's dance.
9 shields? Holy shit. Oh, it's too early.
Bring it on. Just try it. I'm not impressed.
Fuck. My timing got screwed up. Oh, all right. Well, here we go. Perfect time to, I'm gonna show the dog because my Duncan is here, which means I'm gonna let her out to pee. So here you go, guys. You guys want to see Ellie? Want to see Ellie? Yes, you can gift her things. Hi, honey girl. Hi, I know I just woke you up. I know I just woke you up. You're so sleepy. You're so sleepy. You're so sleepy, huh? It's okay, I'll put you back down after I go downstairs and I'll get my drink. Yeah, you're so sleepy. She's so little. She's so little. Look at her little. She's so sleepy. Baby. It's okay. We'll put you back to sleep. We'll put you back to sleep. Let me just go get my Duncan, okay? Let's go get our Duncan. Okay. We're back. I know. You're so sleepy. You're so sleepy. Okay, everyone say goodnight. Say goodnight, baby girl. You say goodnight and go back to sleep. You're so sleepy. I'm sorry. Here you go. Immediately back to sleep. Yeah, you get comfy. Good girl. It's funny because she had big puppy energy earlier. Like I was like, she's never gonna go to sleep. And I have to wait for her to go to sleep to be able to start stream. Like she's never gonna go to sleep. She's never gonna go to sleep. And then finally. Now she's sleepy, huh? Now you're sleepy? Good girl. I'm sorry I'm sorry. Sorry I woke you up. They wanted to see you. There you go. Good girl. Gotta get my refresher on. This is damage for sure. This is ridiculous. My debut. And technically her debut was in the Discord.
That's what it is.
Today. Take your shots.
Kinda don't think this is even... There's no point in this, really. I'm gonna lose.
Oh, really?
Eyes up, Minerva. I'm waiting.
Your turn to shine.
Take your shot.
Mistimed that. Immediately mistimed that. I didn't want to retry. Shit. Well... Well, shit. I didn't want to redo the fight.
A storm has come.
I'm not gonna block anything. I'm just gonna get hit because I want to leave this fight.
Finesse and grace.
Just let them hit me.
You could do better.
I forgot he revives at least once. She's so cute, guys. I can't take it. Like, I really didn't think I was gonna be able to get another dog after Jack.
Ready to evade.
Bring it on.
She was fated for you? Yeah, kinda. They just put her in the wrong backyard. That's all.
Son, here I come.
Getting really annoyed because the fucking gnats are back again.
Here I come.
I think it has something to do with like the moisture, like not like in the air
Hang
conditioners
on
and stuff
tight.
like that. Because they just like keep coming in through like the windows and shit. It's gross. I don't know where to go. I guess I just go do the things. Ew, I don't want fly paper hanging out. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. What's this? Is this the first one though? Where's the one Chaos was doing?
Flashing through the sky.
I didn't find that one. Dude. Wait, didn't it say to go to the top of the tower? Isn't that an achievement? I can't go any higher. It doesn't let me. It doesn't let me go any higher. Oh, guess I have to do it from the bottom. Wait, it's red.
Flash through the
Danger.
sky.
Ew, that's gross. No, that's embarrassing. Yeah, I have them. I literally, there's one right here, Nikki. And I've got like an actual like thing, but they don't want that. They want to be in my fucking face.
Flashing through the sky.
Yeah, there's like just a lot of gnats because there's still a lot of moisture left over from the flooding that I showed you guys like last week, week before last, whatever, last week.
Hang on tight.
And there's just a lot of moisture left in a lot of places, so there's a lot of fucking gnats and flies, and it's just disgusting.
Here we go.
Alright, well, I guess we'll do this, because like I don't know where else to go. I'm too weak for anything. Yeah, no, you are absolutely right. The carbon dioxide, but like I'm talking. I'm streaming, I'm talking, you know? I can't.
Wait for us here. It's dangerous for you near Papa. We'll have to move fast. I can't
Chop
maintain
frogs
them for
across my
very
monitor.
long.
Zeus, you missed my new puppy. Zeus, how are you?
tomorrow comes.
Yeah, I got a new puppy. She's so little. She's sleeping now. Hot as heck. It's also hot as heck here, but I'm good. Fuck. Oh yeah, I forgot these soldiers. I like picked up all the expeditioners like chroma. And they're helping me? I can't use the flag.
These expeditioners are glorious wreakers of havoc.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Advantage. Whoa. Yes, I am playing Elden with Gigi tomorrow. This is where I started the whole game. This is the garden that Gustav took the flower from. Epic battles. Whoa, what are you?
32s.
What? An Ellie bite? Yeah, she will. And they're just sharp as shit little teeth too, because she's got baby teeth.
Flames. Rain.
You're outmatched. Incoming.
I'll do it.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button. That was on me. Oh my god, Nats, please, I'm begging you. Oh no, she was out in the backyard doing her potties for the first time, and the chickens were out. Like they've got like a coop that's like in a fence, and then we have like a temporary fence that we put up when we like let them go out and like let them like free roam and stuff. So they are in their like outside fence, so they're free roaming. And Ellie like got like real close to one, and it like flapped its wings because it got like scared or whatever. And Ellie like yelped and like ran out of the way. All the chickens like freaked out and like flew away. It was so dramatic. I was like, you better get used to them. And then afterwards, I like put her down and like let her like walk around or whatever, and she was just like doing like laps, like just doing like laps around, like looking at the chickens. Where do I go? Am I supposed to beat all the citizens? This way? Oh, thank you.
Great.
Your father. He's in the tower.
Yes.
It was your father too. But you're not real. Hello. Isn't it beautiful here? Paintings are always astonishing. Yet, I wish she would understand. Understand what? What it means to paint. What do you mean? No one ever wants to tell me anything.
What have we here?
Are any of us really real? You know what? That's a good point. Are any of us really real?
What have we here?
Really real? God, she's so fucking cute, you guys. I can't stop looking at her. Read anything? Wait, what are challenges? Oh, I can't do it? What? Well, shit. I didn't want to fucking do that. I tried to click on challenges, but it skipped it, which then made me accidentally click on return to the continent. Great. Can I fast travel here yet? Will you let me? No, you don't let me. This shit's wild. That shit's wild. A spicy disaster. I don't even say hot. I just say I'm a mess and a disaster. Spicy. Spicy? Right, how come I can't select challenges? Oh, I can. What the fuck? Make your life harder by activating challenge of options? Why would we do that? Why would you want to make it more difficult? Why are people like people? Oh, sheesh. Oh, it just got real heavy. Whoa. It's full of fucking jump scares in here, though. What is that? I don't like that. Could you not?
Useful.
Ah! Oh, she's out. She's out like a light. I was afraid. I was like, is my voice gonna wake her up? Like, is she gonna
Stuff.
like be nosy and like want to know what's going on?
The opera house.
Lovely.
Lovely. Oh, a quiet place. How do I get up there? Oh, the stairs work.
An advantage.
An advantage. Who's this? This is just a piano. The library. The library. Why is there nothing in the opera house? A quiet place. I'm stuck. Some libraries are not quiet. Abraham Lincoln was shot up in that corner. That's kind of fucked. She's so cute. She reminds me a lot of Jack.
Nevrons from the Axon Islands. What are they doing here?
I don't want.
Axons, they're
I don't
Papa's
want.
creations, not Claire's.
Great.
What's that? I don't want to fight. Got stuck on the rock.
Let's carve a path.
Alright, well, this kind of sucks. Dodged it. Aberration.
Ready to parry.
Unfortunate.
Guard up.
Okay.
Hey, bitch. Is there though? Is Toys R Us still a thing?
Let the ink flow.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
Let's carve a path.
Wait, what's happening? I'm shooting those. What's that thing?
Let us stain.
Alright. Let us stain. Right. Is that one ice and two lights?
Prepare to meet your end.
Okay, alright, I have to do that again. Well, not that fight, but... There's an achievement for consuming stains 3 turns in a row, I believe. Penis pump. Yeah, Toys R Us section.
Almost there.
Maya,
Let's go. Great.
Great. Why does she sound all like upset about it? I wonder if I can pee without waking her up. She's out. Oh my god, she's out. This looks like Storm. Yeah, kinda. I can see it. I just think it's funny that Jennifer English voiced 2 characters in a row that don't remember their true identities and that end up having white hair once they remember who they are. I think that's very funny. Hello.
Gaubaka Kiko Mao.
Toys R Us is coming back? Nah.
You know.
People are too obsessed with online. Okay. Don't own this one. All right, Merchant. I guess CL, because everyone else isn't at full health.
here we go.
Applies Fortel, consumes Fortel. Applies Fortel.
Take your shot.
Oh, it's a double. Is it a triple? It's just a double. Okay.
You're ready.
Ah! That was one hit? Oh my god, go away. Alright, let's use Monoko. Quick piss.
Why, yes, I'd love a dance.
Don't piss while playing a game. You guys are giving me mixed signals. Mixed signals.
Oh, really?
Oh, come on.
I'd love
Dodged
a
that.
dance. Sweet taste of battle.
I dodged that, you son of a... Wow. Ah. 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 Ah.
Feel energized.
You dodged, idiot. Ah. Ah. Oh, I was way too early on that shit.
Bitter dregs.
That's rough.
Why, yes, I love a dance.
She can't go up and down the stairs, which I find crazy. Well, she can at least go up and down the outside stairs. I don't know if the ones inside the house are any higher. But she definitely, I didn't think she would. Like, when she, like, got close to the stairs, I was like, oh, Ellie, no, no, no. And, like, I was gonna go pick her up, and she just went hop, hop, hop. And I was like, oh, okay. Unless Pinxel brand diapers? No, unfortunately I'm not wearing them right now. Once I beat this loser.
Oh, really?
And he gets 2. Ah! Not triple? Okay, good.
Foolish move.
Got him. She's a big girl. She does do more doors. It's true. She is out. She's fucking out like a light. I bet you I can pee.
No need to manor okape.
Ooh.
Iradomo.
Too easy, too easy. Alright, yep. Alright, hopefully Ellie will be okay, but I'm gonna try to go pee and I'll be very quick.
Iradomo. You know. Uragomi. No need to manor okape. Doroshi sutorampe o nano. Arifido. Gaoba kakiko mao. Ome. You know. Pitto savagina piga. No need to manor okape. Naru pokira vemiro. Gaoba kakiko mao. Oroseko. Caro poquita veniro. Hai fido. Kaupa kakiko mao. Una gomi.
Okay, I made it. She moved, she shifted, but are we awake? Oh, big yawn, are we awake? Oh, nope. Back to sleep? Okay. She opened her eyes, she did a big yawn, and then just plopped her head back down. Yeah, she moved, she shifted, but she didn't get up. Okay. Yeah, she's such a little bugger. Ooh, alright, Wolfie, enjoy. The boy has gone silent. Yeah. Okay. Am I going backwards? Ah! Break a leg. Yeah, that's what you say. Bonjour! What the fuck? Well, that's Italian, not French. Porque la fuck? Hi, Mock. How are you? Welcome in. What is this giant guy with a hammer? Let's not do whatever it is that you're gonna do. Okay, well, that sucks. Or Flynn. Oh, I was just guessing. I'm just guessing. Okay.
Let's carve a path.
Well, unfortunate. Qu'est-ce que le fuck? That's right. Qu'est-ce que le fuck would be right. You are so French. You're so French. What if we didn't though? What if we didn't though? What if we didn't though? What if we didn't do that though? Instead. What if we just didn't do that instead?
So much potential.
So much potential. So much your mom potential.
Lightning. Strike.
Ka-chow. It's so I'm so uncool. I think I went on a date and didn't know. Those are not the same. Being uncool is not the same as going on a date and not knowing. That just means you just didn't know. Which I feel like I just never know. What is that? Where do I go? I don't know where to go.
What
Can we not? Can we not? Can we not? Can we not? No. Great. I have no health. No health. That guy, yeah, that guy's flying. Sucks. Alright, well, he's dead. You got kicked in the face. Okay.
Brace yourselves.
I'm not giving up.
Mayel, my dude. We need to heal here.
Goodness.
Guard up!
Well, I was
Let's cover path.
way early. Let's cobble path. 2 hits. He has 5 shields. I can't do that. 3 hits. Does more damage to less hits. Okay, so I mean it's not gonna do anything though because he still has 5 shields. Now, elemental trick.
Ready to parry.
Oh fuck me, there's more? Oh, that was so lucky.
Let's spill some ink.
That was so lucky. How many turns do I get? 1. 1. It's bullshit. It's bullshit is what it is.
Blade, cut through the flames. Lune, watch out.
Okay, so I was way early last time. And that, okay, I was late that time. Okay. Ah! Too early. Ah!
Let's cover path.
Ah! High physical damage, but it costs 30 health. Medium physical. Yeah, I'm missing a good chunk of health there.
I've got this.
Oh, I missed it by making funny voices. That's what I get. Just get burned. Yeah. Just get burned. Oh my god, she's so cute. All right, so is this the way to go? Wait, I can't. I did this last time. I came from here. I don't know where to go. It's all a loop. They said he's in the tower? There? How do I... My so many runes! I know. Nikki's just watching everybody now. She just... There's no loyalty left. No loyalty left in this world. Wait. No, I came from that way. Wait, did I come from that way? So I was going the right way? Don't be laughing, horseman. I see you. No loyalty. There's no loyalty. No loyalty from all you hoes. I guess we're gonna go this way? What's it save in progress? I was like, this doesn't feel right. No, see, there's the fucking merchant. That's not right. As soon as I saw you left his without saying goodbye, opened yours, I was second. Yeah. What you talking about, Wilson? You know. You all know. Okay, so... this way? I feel like this also isn't right. But I'll fight these guys, I guess. Whatever. Assholes. Assholes. First strike. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Stop. Stop it. I hate that. I hate...
Let's carve a path.
Stop. Stop doing what you're doing.
This will hurt.
Stop. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop that right now.
Ready to
Contortionist.
Oh well.
Well, shit. Well, shit. I was early on all three of those? I was late on that one again. Damn. What? Luck. Sheer luck.
Let's carve a path.
Sheer luck. Stop. Oh, please stop. I hate it. Stop. Oh my god. That's... If you streamed more, I would not have to try and find you elsewhere. Wow. 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 Way to guilt trip me. Wow. I'm doing my best, okay?
Incoming.
Oh, fuck me. Please don't. Please don't.
Just try it. Bring it on.
Okay, I missed the last one, but I got the first two. Why do you have so many?
I think I'll improvise.
Shit.
I won't waste this.
Just try it.
Well, shit.
Keep going.
Okay, why did the third one not?
Danger.
Okay, because he died.
Get ready.
Romance flowing.
Sure, I guess.
Bring it on.
Oh, I was just a second late on that. That sucks.
You can do better.
That's awesome, though.
Your end is nigh. Time to end this. Luna, careful.
No more.
margin for error.
Let's carve a path. Radiance.
Okay.
Let's push forward.
Okay. Okay.
My turn.
Nice.
I've got this.
It's fine. It's fine. All right, so this way? Ooh, that looks new. I don't remember going on a windmill. Oh wait, that could be. I don't fucking know. Oh, no, maybe not. Yes, because we came here. Yep, okay. So, is there a different way to go from here? Because I went in here first. First of all, let's heal. He's gatekeeping them. All my so many runes. Guys, I saw, so I don't know if you remember, one of the fellow firekeepers that I played Night Rain with back when I was on my Night Rain kick, Brian, just crossed into the top 100 of the Elden Ring speedrun record. And that reminded me that I said I wanted to try to do that this year. And I'm the worst. What is this? I ran from this to get over here. I don't fucking know where to go. Let's fight this bitch. I don't know. The Fantastic Four people, that's kind of fun.
I would have lived. This will hurt.
That could be fun.
Ready to hang.
Baguette Patrol. Hi, Dave. Welcome in. How are you? Fuck. Oh, I didn't know it was going to be a jump into a gradient. Okay, that's tough. That's tough timing. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Dave, did you see my puppy? Oh, you did? Thank you. Yeah, she's so cute.
Radiance.
She is very, very much asleep right now, which is great. It consumes 2. Increase the burn. Oh, I wonder if I should shoot that thingy on his head. Ah!
Let's finish this.
Paris
Get
Hilton of
ready.
the Valley, hell yeah. Dirge was like, it's very on brand for you, and I was like, I don't know if I should take that offensively or not.
Let's carve a path.
Does his ball not burst? Yes, it does. Hell yeah. So is he blind now? Well, I don't, like, what does that do for me? Ba-da-da-da-da.
Lightning, strike!
Looks a little weaker. Doubles the blight and heals its allies. What fucking allies, bro?
Oh well.
Were you here on Monday? Sunday? Were you here for the last stream that I did of this? Oh my god, this, I swear to god, it's like, it just wants to be in my, like, in my mouth.
Let us stain them.
Ah, the timing of that is really hard.
Let's try it.
But actually asleep on the sofa. So we found out last time that Mayel is actually the daughter of the paintress, and that the paintress has taken a painting of Verso's because Verso died in the fire that saved Mayel, aka Alicia, and burned her face all up. So Verso is actually dead, and his painting, because their paintings are magical, so Verso's painting is like the last like thing that they have of his. And so the mother, who is the paintress, has like entered Verso's painting and is like basically like trying to preserve his memory. But the longer you stay in the painting, the more like fucked up you get. So you find out that she is actually, so she's the daughter of the paintress, and the guy, Renoir, the guy that like killed everybody like way back when, is her father. So Verso's her brother who's dead in real life. The paintress is her mother, and the bad guy is her father. And they're only bad because they've like been in the painting for too long. And that you find out in real life, like outside the painting, you find out that her sister, her like older sister, is like somehow involved with this, and her older sister is like somehow like part of this, doing this somehow, because she's like really fucking mean to Alicia. She like basically is like, you're the reason that like everything's all fucked up, and you're the reason that like our family's all fucked up, and like she basically is like really mean to her. So the older sister has like some bigger picture to play, but basically I was right, they're in a painting, so I was right. But the painters, like there's painters and there's writers, and the painters like don't paint with like paintbrushes, they paint with like their minds. So like the paintings are like alive. Does that make sense? It's fucked up. It's hard to explain. Fucked up. But there you go. There you have it. There you have it. Yeah, like loading. Oh my god, I can't believe like, why can't I dodge this one?
Sweet taste of battle.
You're putting the picture together? Good. Why these fucking gnats, dude? There's like there's like 2 or 3 of them, and I just see them like crossing in front of my face. Oh good, it's like light or whatever it's called. I know. Oh, I fucking died. It's like the worst part is like it's here, it's on. They just don't want anything to do with it. They want to be in my face.
Ready to strike.
Ellie is dead to the world. She's out.
This will hurt.
Chroma is flowing.
Oh my god, I missed. Because of the ragdolly.
Brace yourself.
Okay. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 3? Oh, there's another one. So there's 3 on the last combo. Okay. That was not high damage at all.
Didn't really need it.
You're a liar. I don't know what that does. Does it just make him have fire damage? Like...
A storm is coming.
Watch out, Mael.
I think I just bumped her.
Finesse and grace.
Oh, well, you're halfway hanging out of the bed, dude.
Oh well.
I literally hit dodge on both of those. That's fine. Okay. I have 4 stains and I have no fucking AP charges. Great.
Watch out, Mael.
I literally am pressing it. I've got, my timing has to be like ever so slightly off. I was okay early on the third one, but I got it now. Okay, this one's hard. Okay, I got it that time. Kind of spammed the trigger, hoping it would work, and it worked.
Break.
A storm is coming.
This does like so little damage. Let's get another turn. Okay, so this is the jump. This. Okay.
Ready to strike.
Bro. I swear! Find somebody else to freaking harass.
Let's carve a path. Let's go again.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
Flames, rain.
A storm is coming.
I have no tints. And then I got 4
I'm
tints.
ready.
Nice. What did I open substance already? Another rain of fire, I guess.
Incoming.
1, 2. Fuck. Fuck.
Break.
Break.
Let's push forward.
Oh, he's broken. That did not do as much as I would have hoped.
Finesse and
Oh, he's
grace.
stunned?
You can't escape.
That's not high physical damage. It's 400 per hit, you dum-dum. High physical damage would be like 10 fucking K per hit. You jerk off. See? 10K with a normal attack? Get out of here. Game. Game. Look at that. 10K, normal attack. Idiots. 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 Let's just do more burn. Let's just keep burning him. Burn forever.
Hurts.
It hurts. You have 2. Alright, we're gonna take her turn to heal her because she's a little rough. Okay. Oh, he's still stunned? There's no way. There's no way.
Flames. On me.
There's no way. There we go.
Let's carve a path.
Let's call Pop. I have S rank. It's pretty sweet.
This will hurt.
And guard.
Ungald. Just 2. Okay.
Chroma is
5K.
flowing.
Okay, sure. Guess we don't want to win this fight anytime soon.
Elements converge.
Alright. 1, 2. Oh, get sucked on. Yeah, I said that.
Get ready.
Why? Right. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Bully me. I just don't want to win. You're right. Figured I'd just take my time, you know. Just take my time. I'll get there eventually. Let's fight this man. Hello, man. That's way more men.
Let's carve a path.
Far too many of the men.
Okay.
damage received 0. That was funny. I just did 3 AoE attacks. And then the last one they just burned to death. That was so great. It's not the destination, it's the journey. Don't stop believing. Not only was that first try, but that was like first try so unfair for them. Music gets real hard for a second.
Good stuff.
Which way do I go? A man. A man. Let's see if I can do it again. All right, so I did medium void damage to all enemies. Okay. And then I did low light damage to all enemies.
A storm is coming.
And then I did risky medium fire damage to all.
Let's keep
Burn,
going.
burn, burn. Alright, music just got real hard, but why? Alright, let's go this way. Ooh. I can't touch this, why? Oh, there it is. Shattered Alley, I was here already. Oh. So I'm not doing something right. And I don't know what it is. Because it slaps you in the face before it kills you. Save in progress. Okay. This way. Past that. Up here. Okay. Okay, I knew I ran past these guys. I already beat these guys, but I need to beat them again. Okay. Ran past these guys. Okay, I've literally fought everybody in here already. Okay, here's the flag. And then we're gonna go across. To here. Okay. Now. There's the guy. Now where to go? This way? Okay, back over here. Right. This is the I did this already. Oh my god, am I stupid? No. Okay, at least I'm not stupid. Here it is.
Papa is somewhere past the gardens.
Nope, Papa's somewhere past the gardens, she says. Lumiere Gardens, okay. So I don't know. I must have went to the merchant and turned around and not realized it. What's that?
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Ooh.
Great.
I got scared. I was like, whoa, I don't know what that is.
I can't sustain the expeditioners much longer.
Matt,
Mail.
we need to defeat them fast.
Yeah, Ben Star. Merd. Wait, I see a purple. Wait, I see a purple. No. That was a debate. That was so fucked up. That was such a debate. That's rude. Debated.
On me.
Off my nose. So itchy.
Ready to parry. Okay.
Ah. Too early, too late. Too early.
Ah.
Too late, too early, too late.
Blade cut through the flames.
Let's carve a path.
I have pizza. So funny story. When I walked in with the pizza that my mom was calling me and asking me to pick up on the way because she was trying to see how far away I was so she could go get the dog. So she tricked me into getting pizza. So I walked in with the pizza and I saw the dog and then I never ate the pizza. So I have pizza ready to eat after stream.
Take cover.
Okay, let's see if I can do this one. Oh, that was a fast one there? Okay. Sneaky
Luna,
mama pig,
careful.
yeah. Ooh, okay. Missed the first two of those. That sucks.
Brace yourself. Brace yourselves.
I can do it.
Ah, Mayo!
Not impressed.
Too early.
Careful, Verso.
Too late. Creates earthquakes, what? Oh, that was lucky.
Stuff.
That was lucky. I have 8. Imperfect break. Who has the highest health? This motherfucker. Melt!
Let the ink flow.
Let the ink flow.
This ends now.
Boom. Boom. She just keeps like moving further and like she's like halfway hanging out of the bed at this point. It's just like, you're so little. You're so little. Just go in the middle of the bed. Oh, it's very funny.
Your father's been extra inspired. Did.
Almost.
Oh, I couldn't even avoid that. Free creation.
You're outmatched.
Alright, well this is gonna suck. Alright. Let's do high. Marked this. Okay.
Brace yourself.
Ready to carry.
What?
Watch out, my hell.
Look at, we're like black and white now. That's weird. Stanceless though, which sucks. Okay.
Let's carve a path.
Let's call the cop.
I've got this.
Let us stain.
Let us stain them. Alright, let's heal. Look at that. Look at their like black and white. That's kind of cool. A melee combo. Okay. Okay. I got 3 out of the 5. Okay.
Okay.
Careful now.
Too early, fuck. Too late on that one. Fuck. Fuck. Okay.
Finesse and precision.
Kicks. Kicks what? Oh. Okay.
I die again.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Well matched.
Well, shit.
Break.
Okay.
Let the ink flow.
Alright, alright, alright. This one, I guess.
Prepare to meet your end.
Luna, careful.
Oh, it was way early. Shit. Okay. Shit. What?
Just try it.
Too early. Oh my god. Okay, well, send in the B team. Oh my god, she's literally, guys, she's literally fucking hanging out of the bed at this point. Like, the bed is like this big, she's like this big, and her head and 2 of her paws are hanging out. She's just slowly moving. She's a goof. Who was resistant to that? Oh, shit. Okay. Oh my god, there's more? Okay. Well, shit.
Why, yes, I love a dance.
Fuck me, dude.
Foolish move.
Fuck. Shit. Shit!
Sweet taste of battle.
Like a phoenix.
Fuck, I was too early on that. Okay. Too early. Too early. Dead. I don't know. It seems very Elden Ring though, which is very funny to me. All right. So I have to redo this one. This one's not. Oh, someone's awakeys. Hi, honey. Are we awakeys now, huh?
Good stuff.
Are we awakeys? Yeah, did you have a good nap? You have a good nap? Huh? Oh, you still sleepy? You have a good nap? You have good sleepies? We gotta go outside and go potty. We gotta go outside and go potty. Be right back, guys. All right, we had a successful potty break, and now she's down there thrashing away at her teething thing. Maybe she'll fall back asleep, or maybe she won't. Yeah, I see you, a little thrasher. I see you. There we go. Let's do this one. On him. Oh, 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 oh. Ellie? I don't want to move my chair. Oh, there she is. Okay. Ellie. Okay, you just put your trash too hard. It's okay. Don't chew on the blanket. Ellie? Are you restless now? Is that what's going on? Ellie? Sorry, I just want to make sure she gets settled again before we... Ellie, lay down, baby girl. If you just lay down, you'll get comfy. You want to come up here? Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, you do not chew. Take a break for puppy time. She's so tiny. She's so little. Like, I don't even think that the camera really shows how little she is. How are you not sleepy? Hmm? How are you not sleepy? Or are you, and you just don't want to be in the bed anymore? That's what I'm saying, like, she's like my hand. No, Ellie. You have little teething toys down there. Why are you looking sad? Put your ears up so people don't think you're sad. You're sad because I won't let you chew on my cord? Ellie! Don't look sad. Don't look sad. Don't look sad. No, don't look sad. Are you sleepy? Are you sleepy? Are you sleepy, baby? Oh, big yawn. Big yawn, huh? I know I want to ruin her life already, I know. So, like, if you look at her ear, I don't know if she'll get it to put up, but this one doesn't... doesn't go all the way straight. It flops back just a teeny bit. And I think it's just the cutest thing. It's so cute. She barely has a voice. And she does not use it very much. She yelped really bad when she got scared by the chickens. But other than that, she kind of like to my mom earlier. Oh, did you hear me make a noise? You hear me make a noise? Oh, sleepy girl, you can lay down. Do you see it? Do you see how her ear goes over itself? Do you see it? Oh, it's so stinking cute. I can't stand it. Look at it. Look at it. It's so cute. Look at it. It's so cute. Look at it. Do you see it? Hold on, can I? Do you see it? It like doesn't go straight. It's so stinking cute. I love it. Look at you, Ellie. Everyone wants to see you, Ellie girl. Huh? Say hi. Ellie girl. Oh, are you shy? Are you sleepy? Are you shy? Ellie. Why are you being shy? She'll be a lawyer, yes. You're my baby girl. Can I put you down, though? Can I put you down back in your bed? No, please don't chew on my thumb. Baby girl. Yeah, I love you. I know. I know. I know I love you. Thank you for kisses. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Can I put you down on the bed, though? I think the answer is no. Ellie, honey, I can't play like this, though. Sorry, chat. Ellie has decided no. Ellie has decided no. It is so far down. I know. Do I have to get her, like... Do I have to get her a table now to put her on over here so, like, she can be up? She could. Like, if I move everything, she could lay right there. She could. You could. You could. Alright, I want to try to put you down back in the bed, okay? Are you gonna be okay? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ellie, baby. Yeah, but that's not on your boobs, I know. What? Excuse me? Excuse me? No, you don't get to tell me to go. Alright, little miss, let's try this again, okay? I love you. Lay down. Ellie girl. She has decided no. She has decided no. She does not want to lay down. Here, do you want your children? Go thrash. Go thrash. Alright, she's thrashing. She's thrashing on her chew toy. Let's see how long that lasts. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. There is your Ellie time. can't dodge
Danger.
that. Sorry, she's all... She's pushing the blanket out of the bed and going under the blanket. What are you doing, Ellie? Ellie! She's laid down. Okay, she laid down.
Flames. Rain.
Let's carve a path.
The blankets weren't comfortable, I guess. I don't know. Too late. Shit.
Bring it on.
I remembered what that was, but I was late.
Take cover.
Missed all four. Cool.
Once more. Oh well. Time to
Missed every single one but the last one.
Chroma is flow. Ready to evade.
Sorry, I got a text earlier that I meant to check, and I did not. Okay. That doesn't break? Those don't break? Bullshit. Okay.
Bring it on.
Wait.
Impressed. Just try it.
I was early on that? There's no
Not
way.
impressed.
Too early. Shit, it was too early.
A bit of violence, yes.
Alright, I need to do this one. This one. Nice. Nice.
It
Okay.
likes you. Your turn to dance. Your turn to shine.
Today.
Why can't I get the timing on the second one down? Oh, it's so annoying.
Your turn to shine.
Too early.
Quickly now.
Damn.
Take your shot.
Get countered on.
Your turn to dance.
Shit, shit. Shit. As soon as I did it, as soon as I missed the first one, I saw that my timing was off. Fuck. No, I'm not gonna retry the battle. I'm gonna run back to the flag.
Your father's been extra inspired.
See if I can do
Most
anything.
enticing challenge.
I really don't know. Like, my timing is getting much better, but it's just they're doing way too much damage each time. She needs vitality. Excuse me. She's got so much health already. Thank you. Okay. He's got 8. No. Oh, wait. What's this one? Very high single target damage, 5 hits. Hell yeah. I need to change his around for sure. High physical damage. It's 7 though. Applies regen. It's kind of dope. 6 hits interrupted if failed. Low target physical damage 1 hit. Plays a second turn. That one for sure. High single target physical damage 3 hits. Medium earth 2 hits. I'll replace that one. Okay. So, got Chevalier's 3, and then I have 2 5s. Have anything that's not a 5? Troubadour, I don't want that. Obscure sword, what's that? High single target, dark, 5 hits. Interesting. Low single target ice damage. High single target fire for 3. It deals more damage burning. Deals more damage the less health Monoko has. That's kind of dope. This one's not bad. That's a, but I don't really have him kind of set up as the healer, to be honest. All right, let's just try adding that one and see what happens. Oh, how is everybody's Pictos and stuff? Oh yeah, he has more. Okay, he has 14 points. Recover 25 health when attacking a burning target. Ooh, and 30% increased damage till a hit is received is kind of nice because he usually gets to go first. Dead energy. AP on killing an enemy, burning shots. I don't really use free shot with him, honestly. Sure. Sure. Okay, 15. Holy shit. Okay. Definitely that, because she does damage. Damage on the first hit once per battle. Okay. 16 again. Let's give her regen. Sweet kill. Hell yeah. She's got 12. Okay. She's so cute. Let's give her... Yeah. Healing fire as well. Let's get 16. Greater defenseless. Defenseless damage amplification. What about that? AP on battle start. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, let's see if this does anything for us. Are there any more skills I could learn? She's 2, she's 0, 3. 11. Okay, CL has 11. What's this? Stream single target. Applies 10 foretell. And what is this one worth? Hold on, what did I look at? Oh my god. Final path. It's 9. Holy shit. Okay. 9, so we'll switch 9 for 6. Yeah, we'll swap that one because the other two are 4. That's more chances to be able to use it. So this gives 10 foretell though. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Lanceram. What is hers at? Lanceram's at 18. Still do one of yours. Do one of yours. Okay. Oh shit. Oh wait. Lithithon. Okay, so this is 1132. This is 905, which is much less, even without upgrades. 1053. It does dark damage. Sun skills apply 10 foretell, but all damage taken is... No, fuck that. Nope. Fragaro, 1343, 1043. Reverse bestial wheel order. Nah, it doesn't really matter for me. Free aim shots deal 100% more damage with all masks except Almighty. Okay, sure. I can do one more of each, but I'm not going to. Because there's no point, because I can't do anything else with them. Right now, at least. Alright. Let's try this again. Which way do I go? That way. That way. Got this. We'll see. We'll see if I got this. Right. Can I first strike, though? Yeah. Long day, but you made it home. Let's go. Sorry you had a long day, but I'm glad that it's over and you are on the way to relaxation.
Chroma is flowing.
Ready to carry.
Brace yourself.
Well, I'm early. Fuck, I was too early on that. Damn it.
Get ready.
I'm ready.
Bummer. I can't believe I fucked that up. Eating wings and beers from the restaurant downstairs. Let's go. That sounds really good, actually. This one.
I've got this.
Let us stain them.
Let us stain them, she says. Alright.
Lightning strike.
Oh, really? Shit. Shit?
I'll do it.
Not impressed.
Okay, got that turn. Okay. multiple times.
Careful, Verso.
Bring it on. I'll manage.
It does nothing, really? Okay, that one's dead. Got 9. Okay, heal myself. He's on fire. I'm inverted? What does that mean, though? I don't know what that means. The 99-9er. Well, I got the, like, I unlocked the ability to be able to do more than that amount of damage, but it never seems to, it never seems to do it.
Prepare to meet your end.
Oh, I fucked it up. Idiot.
Careful, Verso.
I know what it means. Like, I know what the word means, but I don't know what it means in terms of this game. Ah. All right, B team, you can do this. Okay.
Why, yes, I'd love a dance.
It's too slow.
Eyes up, Minoko.
Oh. Oh, too early. Okay. Too early. Okay.
Fun begins.
Okay. I'm gonna heal myself.
Energized.
Oh! That was just a second too slow, I think.
Better.
Shit. 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 Didn't do enough damage to him. What? How did he fail? But I fucked up.
Try me.
Shit.
Useful.
Okay.
I'm filled with murderous rage.
Too early.
Careful now.
Shit.
I'm waiting. Time to strike.
There's no way. Come on. That was such a close attempt too. That sucks. Oh, some of those dodge timings, I swear, man. Frustration. Creation. 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 Creation.
Romance flowing.
Okay, now.
Careful now.
Three. Motherfucker.
Watch out, my elf.
Okay.
Let's carve the path.
Ah, inverted means I can't fucking heal. Character affected can't be healed. It takes damage. It says it right there on the screen, guys. I'm so pissed right now. I'm so pissed at myself right now. Alright, well, I'm no longer inverted because I can heal my own status effects. Are we wasting turns? No, I just this one time now, I just killed Mael from trying to heal her. But that was the only time.
Brace yourself.
Not impressed. Oh well.
Why? I don't know why I can't get the timing of that one, and it makes me so frustrated. Early. Too early. I'm just gonna die and try again. Oh, I can't because Versa's back. Okay.
Oh well. Bring it on.
So the only person that I can heal and get the inverted off is Verso because he has his purification.
Bring it on.
Just gonna let him kill me though, so I can try again. Yeah, okay. Send in the reserve team. No. Retry. Yes. Okay.
Didn't really need it.
Okay. Okay.
Watch out, my elf.
Inverted? Okay. Yeah, you can't avoid inverted, that's fine. Okay. This is an easy one. Okay.
Careful, my elf.
It's not as easy, but Okay. Everyone's still mostly good.
Flames. Rain.
Skills. This costs 30% of his health, though. I can't do purification either, so let's do Radiant Slash. Oh, he's resistant. Very nice, very nice. I love that for us. I don't have 4. And a little elemental trick, I guess.
Elements. Converge! Careful, Verso.
Okay, the kick. I was looking too slow again.
Brace yourself.
Early! I'm always goddamn early on that attack, and I don't know why. I just have to watch him. Like, what is my problem?
Let's spill. Let's cut through the flames.
Watch out, my elf.
Early.
Careful, my elf.
This fucking game does not ever want me to win.
Maximum damage.
Okay. Okay, so she does go after this. But her gradient attack isn't everybody. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Revive. Mael. Okay,
I'm better.
Mael is going to... He's very close. Okay, that one's dead. That one, okay. Now you are going to use the gradient attack because it does damage to everybody. Nice.
Now's our chance.
Okay, and then you can still use your regular attack, which you can be mayhem. Do that. Okay, now it's gonna
Take
go.
cover.
Fuck. Oh my god. Okay.
Luna, careful.
Ready to evade.
Got 9 AP already, though. All right, just break the shields. It's fine.
Take down their shields.
Cut him down.
Okay. Do I risk it and revive her?
I'm back.
I was too slow.
On me. Lunig, watch out.
I'm ready.
On me.
Or he died? Wait, he died! How did he still... That's bullshit. He literally died. How did he do his finisher attack? He died before the fit. That's some bullshit.
Did I die again?
Okay, it's too slow. Chris.
Careful now.
Do you reckon the game's gonna take a healing turn? No, definitely not. I feel like this is gonna be like a one-off kind of situation. I don't feel like this is gonna be the normal every fight. If that's what you're talking about. Ooh, too early. Shit.
I've lived through worse. Just try it. Not impressed.
Shit. Shit.
Impressed.
Fuck me. Okay, we have B team.
Look out.
It's too early. Shit. Okay.
Violence, yes.
Bull runs too early. Shit.
A bit of violence, yes.
I do it every time. Ready. I don't know why I do it every time. I hear a raid. I'm sorry. Okay. Ark, hello, hi, welcome in. How was your stream? How was Abiotic? Wow, rude. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm the rudest streamer to exist. Welcome in, everybody. How was your stream? How was Abiotic? Dirge is on his World of Warcraft kick right now, so unfortunately, I haven't been able to play with him. Have you found all the Traumans yet? I am like super kind of like butthurt about it. And I'm like, the next game that I play cannot have any feelings in it whatsoever. I would show you my puppy, but she is asleep. So just know that I got a new puppy and she's the cutest thing ever, and her name is Ellie. But she's asleep, so I can't pick her up and wake her up. But yeah, I hope you guys puppy. You know the deal. I hope you guys enjoy the raid video, and I'm like a hit and a half away from killing this guy. So yeah, let's see what goes on. Just a second. Here's the video. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? Everyone comes here for the PPC, the peak poop content. I have poopies for you. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. Look at that donk.
Why are you so excited for this?
And I died. Oopsies. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? My mom? Are you pooping? I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. No! Do you think he survived? This is literally. Let's go faster! I died. What do I do about this giant ball chasing me?
Chaos, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't. I just looked down because I could see it.
Oh my god.
It's still rolling.
Cannibal swinging at you. The moose is running laps around you. Don't give me that baby. Do you know where your children are? Will you show them to me, please, so I can beat them up? I don't like scary babies in video games. I don't like scary babies in real life. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream. Okay, have fun. Bye. It'll save you hundreds of money on your car insurance by switching to doo-doo-poo-poo. I'm trying to make the poop. Go, bees!
Bees! Run to get the bees!
Oh my
god! What is happening?
Oh, I keep finding these boners. You can have your very own Greg.
It's soup. It's soup.
Where are the Vajuzhans? I just want to be beautiful like her. I am Cat. I can help you. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time. Okay, game is done. Okay, thanks for coming. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. There's so much noise going on. Oh my gosh. Ark, thank you for the raid, and thank you so much for 38 months. That's entirely too many months, but I appreciate it. Do you remember when Slappin' Cheeks? Ones in chat, if you were part of the community back during the Slappin' Cheeks raid video. Alright. This guy is so close to being dead, but so am I. But I'm going to risk a revive on CL.
I'm back.
I fucked that. Okay. I love everything about my life. Okay, good thing I risked bringing CL back. Good thing. Alright, so now we're just gonna do it again. Okay. Why? I'm literally pushing it. Okay. My timing's fucked up suddenly. Yeah. It's fine. We'll just keep reviving each other until we don't fuck up with dodge. He gets a double turn. He gets a double turn. Okay. Early! Every time! Every time! The first one. I'm always early on the first tail. I don't know what my problem is. Every time. I'm always early on the first tail. I don't know fucking why. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. There's a flag right there. I see it. Always play twice in a row, but deal 50% less damage? Fuck you.
Papa's over there. And the chroma we need to bring back Lumia.
Even I can sense him.
Papa.
We'd better make sure we're ready.
Wait, is this the end? Am I skipping stuff? Terrible perk, I know. Was not worth. Was not worth. All right, I feel like I'm skipping something. But I also felt like that before when I was like, I'm already at the paintress. This can't be the end. What I can't do anymore. What needs to be done. Boy, he's gone silent. Oh, this bitch stops talking all the time. All right, it's Papa. Come get your ass kicked, Papa. Or I guess I'll probably get my ass kicked. I think he beat me the first couple times I fought him, right? Ugh. She's so stinking cute. I can't stand it. Next time she wakes up, I'll show you guys again.
Papa?
Alicia.
Please. I just want you to understand what this canvas means to me.
I do understand. I know how powerful and intoxicating it is. How deeply attached we can become to the worlds we pour our hearts and souls into. I was enthralled, and it nearly killed me.
Doesn't mean you have to erase Verso's canvas.
Child, do you think I want to? After all the sorrows we've endured, do you really think that I want to destroy this last piece of his soul?
Don't.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices. We do what we must.
Grief often blinds us, and we make choices we can never take back.
You grieve for two.
I grieve for many.
The choices of parents leave indelible marks upon their children. But ultimately, the voices in their head have to be their own. You cannot set the boundaries of their life for them.
After the fire, you wanted me to find new joy in
So
life.
in the real world, in real life, she's like burned and scarred and she can't speak.
But I couldn't. Verso died because of me. How do I get from that to joy?
Okay, so that noise usually means him.
We'll get better, I promise you.
Yeah,
But this is not the way.
they're in a painting.
friends
They're
speak
inside
truth.
Verso's last painting.
And it changes nothing. You can hate me, but that's a choice I must make. As your father, I must look out for you. Especially...
So I don't know if I can. Okay, so I don't know if you notice. I don't know if it comes through on stream or not, but it really comes through on the dad more. They'll have like swirls in their clothing that looks like paint swirls, paint splotches, paint swirls or whatever. And that's kind of like the difference. Like you can tell like when they're in the painting, but like when they're in the real world, that their clothing doesn't have like those swirls in it. It's kind of interesting. So like if you look at his,
out for yourself.
See, like the flicks of
You
gold
treat
that
me as
kind of
if I'm
catch on the
still
light.
5.
That's like swirls of paint.
As if the shadow from the
It's like he's
worst
wet
day
with
of
paint.
our lives is going to suffocate you and take you,
You
from
sore?
us too. Enough. I said enough.
Chill, Teddy, chill. Don't do it, Mayel. You're not as badass as you think you are. I hate when they like line us up like that and it's like, no, you can't actually fight all 5. You have to fight 3 and then you can fight 2. I wish I understood these words because it goes so fucking hard. Hi, Zarl. Welcome in. Yeah, you're early enough. A wizard is never early nor late. He arrives precisely when he means to. This goes fucking hard, though. Oh, I almost went to take a screenshot, but I was too slow. Okay, Francois. All right, so it's me, then Lune, then him. Okay. Okay.
Let us stain them.
That doesn't do a lot of damage. Okay. Black hole, eh? I was early, I think?
Not giving up.
I think I was early on that? Okay. I have 2 AP, so I can't. Okay. It is perfect. It is perfect. How was your day? Any news about that employee? Oh, yeah. So he basically tried to blackmail us because he wanted more severance pay because we fired him. And when we lawyered up and we were like, you signed an NDA, dummy. He was like, okay, I'll take the 2 weeks. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'll take the 2 weeks. And we're like, yeah, I fucking thought so, kiddo. All right, I can't do this. All right, I'm gonna heal. Wait, I'm not inverted. Okay. Woo. Okay. Yeah, so long story short, Dave, we fired somebody today and offered him a 2-week severance package, which we do not do. That is very, 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 very rare that we do that. And he countered that with, I want 9 weeks or I'm going to expose all of like the company's secrets and like take it all public and stuff like that, which we don't have any. Like, we literally don't have any secrets. Like, we're very politically active, trying to kind of like sway like the cannabis laws in Tennessee, you know, so we are very involved in a lot of the politics that surround the cannabis laws. So we are like the poster child for like what is the proper way of doing things, because like we're so in like the limelight, you know what I mean? So it's just like, what fucking secrets? Like, what fucking secrets? Like, there's no secrets to be had that you think like you're gonna fucking expose us for. And you signed an NDA when you fucking applied, idiot. Oh, what? So there's a third attack after that. That's wild. This is gonna be hard. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Okay. Shit.
Last ditch effort.
Shit. Okay. Well.
I've got this. Luna, careful.
I guessed. Holy shit, I guessed. Holy shit, I guessed. Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
Ready to carry.
I fucked this one up last time. Yeah, it's too late again. Okay.
Let's go again.
No damage break equipped? Yeah, on fucking Monoko. Monoko's all about damage break. Alright, we're taking the L here and we're just gonna start healing everybody. Okay. This combo is crazy though. Too early? Okay. Woo! Okay. No AP.
Finesse and grace.
I feel like I am being yelled at right now by this music. If target is defenseless, play a second turn.
Take down their shields.
Nice. Okay. Shit. Finishing eating, I'll be active in chat soon. Okay.
Take cover.
Ooh. Okay, I happened to remember that from the last time. Look at me go. Alright, what do I have? I'm C, a level C. I don't have anything I can use. I only got 3 AP, so. Sacrifice some health. Alright, this one. I guessed last time. Swish, swish, and whoop. Guessed again. I got it right. Alright. Mael and then Rune. She's got 8. Oh, she needs one more for Pyrolyse. Let's do Flurret Fury.
Finesse and precision.
Alright, she has 7. I don't have those that it needs. I don't have that. I don't have that. Let's apply slow to this
Feel the storm.
jerk off. Okay. Summons the axe. No, please don't. I don't want to fight anybody else, please.
Must accept things as they are, not how we want them to be.
Those were such a pain in the ass to fight before. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. Why?
Not impressed.
Massages shields Renoir. Oh. No. 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 I have one. But I have a gradient. Medium physical damage to all. Yeah, I don't need to do that to everybody though. Wait, what does it do? Applies mark physical. Imagine? Yeah, imagine. It's crazy. I wish if only there was a way to make that not a thing. Crazy. Fuck. Alright, that's fine. Okay. And then she has this one?
Take down their shields.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Swish, swish, and then boom. I should probably parry that, but it's fine. What? What is that? What is that? Why is that? This is all stats effects and heals all allies. No. Do this one. Okay. And then this. Okay. Okay, okay. Slowly but surely.
Witness the flames.
Okay.
You're out.
Marked. And now I've got points. Okay.
Please survive.
Ooh. What is this? Stop delaying your attacks. Oh, fuck. I thought it was gonna be another defending thing. Okay, that's fine. 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 Fuck. Okay. She's only got 3. Some stains, I guess, maybe.
Converge.
Okay. Oh, just late on that one.
I'll do it.
Late on that one.
Truly.
Okay. It's only got 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves me with 3. Yeah. Okay. Oh fuck. I have not dodged this right once. Yeah, too early on that one.
I'll do it.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Insanity, it's time to go home. I do love a challenge, but this is beginning to irk me.
Fuck.
That's bullshit.
It keeps regenerating.
Maybe we focus on the axons first.
She can't.
Is this the sister? Wait, their sister?
Mama.
Their mother. It looks the same as the other sister.
Yourself. It's too soon for you to return
It's the
to
mother.
enemy canvas.
Is she gonna fight the fucking Axon? Oh shit. It's not gonna heal any of my characters though and let me start again. Yeah, look, I have no fucking health in any of my characters. Like, summons the canvas.
This selfish Aline.
What does that do? He's leaving. He's leaving the painting. So he's going back to the real world. Wait. Is he like powered up now? God damn it. I have no fucking health for this shit. Stop delaying. What the hell was that?
Try me.
I don't know what to do, my guy.
I feel better.
Seriously.
Welcome back.
I can't.
A bit of violence, yes.
Is this for real? For real? There's no way right now, my guy. Means I gotta do that shit like hit list the first one.
Why, yes, I love a dance.
I hate delayed. All these delayed ass attacks and shit. Ugh. I saw the spreadsheet. Yeah, no, really, it's crazy. All right, so this is the first.
Ready to strike. This will hurt.
I fucked up the first fucking attack.
Careful, Verso.
Really? Let's not do enough damage.
Luna, careful.
Ooh, I was too early. Damn, I've always been good at dodging that one so far.
Ready to parry.
Let's carve a path.
Let's carve a path indeed. Let's carve a path indeed.
This will hurt.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Okay, this one I have yet to dodge properly. Ah! I did it.
Romance flowing.
I did it.
Get ready.
Time to hit big.
Holy shit.
Witness the flames.
I've got two. Just attack, I guess. Okay.
We must accept things as they are, not how we want them to be.
Let's dance.
What would Verso have wanted? Truly.
Damn, I want to use one of her skills before the gradient attack, but the game doesn't work that way. Alright.
Take down that shield.
Alright. Maybe, I can maybe, if I don't fuck it up, I can save it for her next turn. It's got 15 burn already. And I have no stains to consume. Right.
Elements converge.
Okay.
I should parry that, but it's too risky.
Become so
Too whiskey.
You can't escape.
That's not high damage. Like, do you know what the word high damage means?
On me.
Watch out, my elf.
Oh shit, okay. I was too slow, but I saw that. I actually saw what the attack was this time, but I did not see last time, which was the funniest part.
Finesse and grace. You can't escape.
Bro, how are you not broken?
Watch out, Mael.
What would Verso
Bitch.
truly?
Oh, it's too late. Damn it. Fuck, and I'm back in the same fucking position I was in before. I did so good up to that point. Fuck. That's such bullshit. Okay. Fuck. Fuck.
This selfish Aline.
Yeah, I'm already fucked because I don't know these moves yet.
I can do it.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do the gradient attack. Okay.
Let's spill some ink.
This is risky as fuck, but I'm gonna revive Lune instead of healing her. Okay, I totally hit dodge, but sure. Fuck me, I guess. Sure. Sure. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Sure.
Don't die next time. Incoming.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, and then he goes 1,000 turns.
Can I die again?
I can't even see which direction they're fucking. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Right. Oh well.
Yeah, just whatever. Just kill me. Can't dodge any of your shit anyway, so whatever.
He's already dead.
Sure, send in the reserve team. This is not happening anyway because he has 9,000 turns. Okay. Oh, too early on the second one. Shit. Okay.
Oh really?
This one I can't. I can't see that one. It goes too fast. I can't see it. Oh my god. I really don't want to go back and grind for levels. Like, I really don't want to do that right now. I just did redo fight, didn't I? I did. I forgot that's a new fucking option that I hate. Too low, probably. If this is the end of the game, I'm too low. Yeah, there's tons to grind. I didn't realize that this was the end of the game because, like, I said that the last time. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost to the paintress. Like, there's, like, that's crazy that the game's almost over. And then that was, like, Act 2. So it's like, I didn't think this was gonna be the end of the game. So, like, I thought I had more time. I kind of don't want to do this fight, if I'm being totally honest. I think I'll just like just die.
Brace yourselves.
How much damage it does to everybody, it's so ridiculous. Yeah, and then they get 100 turns. And then Versa will come back because he has this revive. Yep, okay.
Oh well.
Bring it on. Last ditch effort.
Invigorating gameplay, guys.
Oh well.
Perfect timing though, because it's 12. Perfect timing though, because it's 12 o'clock. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to get some more levels. I'm like level 40 something, I think. How do I see my level? Like everyone's like 48, 47, 44. I don't know what my level is. I don't know how to see that. Yeah, I gotta go back to the content, it looks like. And I'll have to do some grinding. Time went by too fast tonight? Yeah, it really did. Alright, so tomorrow is Elden Ring with Gigi. And then I guess Sunday we'll do... Guess we'll do some grinding. Do some of these... Oh, Ark, maybe you can answer this. Or maybe I think you may have answered this in the past, but I don't remember what your answer was. So when you're going to these places that are red and they say danger, will they always say danger, or does that danger warning go away after a certain level? Because I went into one and I got hard stuck and I literally could not leave. Like, there was no exit back out. Like, I had to go back and lose save time. Twilight Quarry. I also have to find, I think, 1 or 2 more of the little kids, too. Because I think, is this one say danger? Also doesn't mean you won't be able to do it. Okay, fair. Yeah, see, Dark Gestral Arena, danger. Damn it, Limit Break Lumia will help. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, don't I have that on? What is it called? Somebody has it on, I thought. Yeah, because I remember getting that and being like, oh, and now I can finally go over 10K. Yeah, I thought I did. I remember seeing it. Like, I remember seeing it at some point when I was playing. An unlearned Picto? What? What? Pictos. Hold on, I thought it was on him. Clearly it's not. Damage can exceed. I swear I put that on him. Regen for 3 turns on battle start. I'm gonna swap this one for that. Or should I put it on Lune? No, I'll put it on him. That's what I'm... No, I know. That's... When you said, is it still an unlearned Picto? I was like, what? Like, I could have sworn I put that on. I could have sworn I put that on Verso before, but I guess I fucking didn't.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Yeah, his are not that great. Alright. That being said, I'm gonna call it here. And we're gonna do some grinding on Sunday, because tomorrow is Elden Ring with Gigi. Yeah, thanks for hanging. Thanks for meeting, our new little friend. If there's anybody here who, had not seen her before, I'll pick her up one more time, because we're gonna get ready to go to bed anyway. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Cheers for stream. Peace. Yeah, thanks, guys. Here, hold on. Everyone can say goodnight to little Miss Ellie. You're so little. You're so little. You're so cute. Here. Oh, I know. You're so sleepy. I'm sorry I woke you up. I'm sorry I woke you up, Miss Thing. I'm sorry, Miss Thing. I'm sorry I woke you up. We're gonna get ready for bed, though. We're gonna get ready for sleepies. Yeah? We're getting ready for sleepies. Yes, this is Ellie, for everybody who has not been here when she woke up earlier and visited stream. She's very little. I don't know if you can see, but she sits in my hand. She's very, very little. She's way past ready. I know. She's been done ready. She's been done ready. Alright, guys, I hope you all have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow for some Elden Ring with Miss GG. And I hope you all have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Goodbye! 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 Goodbye!